Hello, hello, hello. It's been 2 weeks since we last heard from Norm Winski. So before 2022 is over, we have to hear from him once again. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I was last on your show on December 6th. I gave a couple of forecasts here on these dates. We had the AC is after the close, so that was over the night of the 5th into the 6th. And so we had Helio, that's from the point of view of the sun, Jupiter lining with Saturn. And so we were need to look at coffee and copper based on those factors. And then the night of the 7th into the 8th, we had a full moon. And anytime we have the full moon, we look at financials, grains, and precious metals. So here's our first one. The grains come under the moon there. So the moon there was the night of the 7th into the opening of the 8th. Your low day was on the 7th. If you try to be right within one trading day, and if you bought there on the opening on the 8th, you had a chance to make some money. Here's beans. Interestingly, did the opposite. They rallied into the moon and made a top the next day. So you had a chance to make some money. Here's the wheat. Made a short-term top there on the moon and then went down. Here's coffee, rallied into our Jupiter-Saturn point there the night of the 5th into the morning of the 6th, and that had a big decline there. I think about good for about 10 cents, which in coffee is a beast, $3,750 if it was 10 cents. Here's gold. It made a little mid top the next day and it went down. You had a chance, if you hung in there, had a chance to make some money. Here's a example of one that didn't work. Here's silver just kept going up, and so that's a miss. So that's a red arrow. Here's the copper dropped into our Jupiter Saturn point for copper, and that made a low, and you went up, and I think that was about a 10-cent move too. That's about $2,500 on copper. And here's the S&P. We had a good day, but we were too early buying on the opening. So you had 80 handles, so I had to mark that as a miss. And then it just went kind of sideways for the next couple of days into our moon window there. And so I marked that as a pass. Here's T-bonds were really good. They rallied right into the moon. He sold the next morning there. Moon was that night, previous night. And you were selling right near the top there. You didn't have to risk a lot, and then it dropped a couple of handles for a couple $1,000s. Here's the U.S. dollar run up into the moon, and then had a little short-term drop there. And if you hung in there, you would have made some really big money. Here's the Aussie dollar, one day right off the low there on the opening, and then it rallied, and that was good too. And the BP kept going, so that's a miss. That's the British pound. And then the Canadian dollar dropped right into the moon there, and you're buying right near the lows, and it popped up, had a chance to make some money. And the same thing with the euro, had a pullback low there on the 7th, and then if you bought the next morning, it popped up a little bit, so for a short-term high and a profit. There we go. And the Japanese yen just went sideways, so that's a pass. Add up the green arrows and red arrows, 11 winners, 3 misses out of 14 for 78.5%. Now, coming up here, we have a big cluster of stuff. Almost one day after another, something big is happening. We're on the afternoon of the 19th now. And tonight, we have Jupiter changing signs. That only occurs about once every 11, 12 months. And it's leaving Pisces and going in the sign of Aries. And that may affect coffee. By the way, these points the stock market can be affected by all these points, versus commodities tend to have narrower filters, only respond to certain factors. So here we have the coffee for Jupiter and Aries, coffee, corn, gold, silver, sugar, wheat. Then the morning of the 21st, in about 2 days, we have Mercury cycle indicating watch for a possible change in trend in the grains, corn, soybeans, wheat. And then we have the night of the 22nd into the 23rd. We have the new moon, and so we'll be watching financials, grains, precious metals, and because it's in the sign of Capricorn, coffee. And then the night over the weekend, the holiday weekend, the 23rd, we have Venus aphelion. That's when Venus reaches its farthest point from the sun, its 225 day cycle, and we'll be watching cattle, copper, corn, cotton, gold, sugar, and wheat. Then the night of the 27th, we have Pluto to the U.S. natal chart. That's take a snapshot of where the planets were when our country was founded on the 4th of July, 1776. Anytime we have something to the U.S. chart, that's U.S. stocks, T-bonds, U.S. dollar. And then we have a three-way cluster over the night of the 28th with a Mercury cycle for the grains. And then it's a double Mercury cycle. This is very rare. And then Mercury's turning retrograde in Capricorn. So it's a double whammy for the grains and plus with a bonus on coffee. Then we have also that same night we have Pluto getting back to where it was 200. The 240 Pluto is a 248-year cycle. Pluto's going to get back to exactly where it was on the 4th of July of 1776. And again, that could be something really big for the U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and U.S. dollar. I've been doing this a long, long time. I was investing, trading while I was in college using the astrology, and I did quite well and was able to pile up enough money to buy a membership on the Chicago Board Options Exchange when I left school in 1975. And then later on, I bought a membership on the Chicago Board of Trade too and traded there. And I'll be happy to help some of your folks. Everybody have a happy holidays. If you'd like me to decipher this stuff, I know it looks complicated, but believe me, everybody after they take my classes say, you were right. It's no harder than, it's not above a fifth grade level. Anybody who got through grade school can do this. You just have to learn some new terms and things, and some new concepts, but there's no advanced math in here. I couldn't do that if we had that. And so please contact me. Here's my contact info. You got 239-594-3939. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida. Here's my regular email, Winski Embark with a Q in the middle, mail there.com, but I'm having some problems with that one. So here's an alternate email, Winski@yahoo.com. Or you can call me at Winski_1 or 239-594-3939. Looking forward to helping some of your folks, Jeff. Everybody have happy holidays and a great week ahead.
Norm, great statistics as always and great information as always. We'll see you in 2023.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.